Hi friends! It's really, really cool today. It's really lovely. I was actually thinking, I might light the fire. I know all you people from the from the northern hemisphere are going, oh my gosh, like you're lighting the fire, and it's like, I don't know, 23 degrees today. But it's been so bloomin' hot here that the switch in degrees or in temperature is just, the body's feeling it. And I have to tell you, I had a really warm or hot shower last night before I went to bed, and it just doesn't get that hot in summer, which you don't really want. If anything, I was having cold showers before I went to bed, but it was so nice, so comforting to have a nice hot shower before I went to bed, and slept like a baby. Every little bit matters. So as you can see, I'm in my barley garden, and this barley garden has not, I think I watered it twice in 4 months so from December to now, we're at the start of April, I watered it twice. And our last rain was December the 7th, and that was a good rain actually. And then we didn't rain again for 2 months. And then that was, maybe 3 months, March the 7th. And it wasn't very good rain. So, the reason I'm saying all this is, how is this not just alive, but absolutely flourishing? And between the kangaroos and the rabbits going at the roots, I am just so impressed with you, big girl. So I have a few plans here. I couldn't do anything because I just couldn't afford the water. So there was no use, and you don't ever plant anything in summer here unless you really know what you're doing, and as you know, I have no idea. So these plants were all planted, which again, you can tell we didn't have any idea what we were doing, in the January of 22. And then, I'm so amazed and impressed that they're still here to say that we did that. This frangipani is from my house that I lived on the highway with 6 lanes of traffic, very busy traffic. And this was in my backyard. And the smell of these flowers is just amazing. And look at her, she is just booming. And the lady that owned this has been dead 20 years this year. And my son-in-law loves frangipanis, so he has taken some of these cuttings for his house, and it's actually right outside their front door. So, and my daughter as well, she just absolutely loves it as well. So, and it reminds them of, our old home, my daughter's home, and my son-in-law certainly spent, a lot of time there too. And isn't it interesting? It's just a plant. Like, you can just, it's just a boring old plant. But look, attached to these plants are memories and, experiences. Like this palm tree here used to be up the side of my house on the very busy highway, up the back, and it was flourishing. Like, honestly, it was getting that big that, it looked like a palm plantation. And the poor darling has really... Well, it's not that she struggled, it's that she's out in the full sun and wind, because you get a bit of a wind tunnel from the scarp up there, straight down here. So she's, full front. And look how amazing. And now, as I said, this is the end of summer, so she's only going to look better and better and better. And now I've, I know all I have to do is put some really good mulch here. And I'm seriously thinking about putting some sort of cover in the middle, like a little strip. You see that where that white bird bath is? So coming back towards me, I'm thinking about putting like a big patio or pergola, whatever you call them, so I can put plants in there, and it will also just create a different sort of environment for the plants and the animals. And then this rose here survived the fire, because I had a fire at my house that was on the highway, and this was actually out the front. That's where the fire was in the front room. It was actually my special room. It was like a little library come Pammy candle room. That's what started the fire, actually, a candle. But it was my spiritual room. I had all my stuff in there and it was just beautiful. And this was on the other side of that. And as I said, that's where the fire started. So that's where the most damage, like that room was absolutely killed. And that rose came back. And as I said, I lived on a highway. So whenever you used to drive past it after the fire, all you could see was these beautiful white flowers coming out. And I was just like, isn't that amazing? I had actually just bought this fountain just before the fire. So the fire was December 2018, the 24th, Christmas Eve. And I had bought this fountain, I think maybe on the 5th of December 2018. And that probably looks like it doesn't belong in here, but it does, because once all they grow up, it is going to be amazing. And you know what? It's water. It's water for the animals. And that is my biggest thing here is water. But also look at it, if this is how it looks after one of the hottest, driest summers with no water, because Pammy just could not afford to give this water and not around, the garden around her house. And some days I literally had no water in my windmill tank. So I have two tanks. I have one that comes from my windmill, and that is for my garden. And then I have one that comes from my big white tank next to my house, and that is for my house. And both feed into tanks on my hill near my scarp, and then they're filtered down to my house. And it's just, as I said, it's so impressive. And the great thing, the longer they're here, the more they will know the area and they will know what to do. So, and I'm going to, of course, mulch and plant more, because it's interesting. If you ever look, the plants that are all hanging together do so much better than the plants that are by themselves. So, and it's just, you know, evident everywhere. So you just remember, oh, there's a little blue wren. You just remember, when you're going through something, there's two little blue wrens. When you're going through something, ring a pal. Ring a pal and go through it together, because I can guarantee you it will be so much better. And look how much stronger you are when you've got mates. But trying to do everything on your own, you can just see, look. And I think you get more picked on, look, because the ones that are all hanging out together, you know, they're not as picked on as the ones that are by themselves. And I also think too, you know, like that palm, it's not just the animals and the things, it's also the wind and the sun and all of that, where these ones are out of that. They've got that big barn there behind them. So they are also protected by the wind. And the wind out here can be absolutely crazy. So everything's, you know, relevant. And that's the thing about me watching and seeing what goes on. Because look how green it is here on the grass. So, and again, no water for months. So why is this green? So I've got a heap of plants left that are on my veranda of my house, and I am going to, in winter, plant them all here and then chuck some mulch on them, because look how green it is. So I think they're going to do really, really, really well. And they've already got some established friends, so I think the combination together is just going to be awesome. It's so funny because, you know, 12, 14 months ago, this was just a dirty old, well, not a dirty old, this was just a neglected paddock. And now it's just got this great feel. It feels so peaceful here. It really does. I love it. Look at what you can create from nothing. From absolutely nothing. And you know what's even more special is this came from my old house. That the house burnt down, but the garden was fine. So I've now recreated a new space. And I don't know, there's something really, really special about this place, and this is the worst it's gonna be. It's only gonna get better and better and better. So I'm so excited. And do you know what I did is little tiny bits, just little teeny tiny things every now and again, and you sure can notice. Don't think that you have to go in and attack everything and do it 100% the first time. Just go in and do one thing towards whatever it is you're trying to do or be or have or eat, whatever it is that you're doing. Just do one teeny tiny thing, and then tomorrow do another teeny tiny thing. And as I said, after 7 days, you will have 7 teeny tiny things that you'll go, wow. And 7 things you can do something with, can't you? 7 letters, that's a small book. 7 pictures is a story. 7 videos, that's a massive story. It is amazing what you can do in 7 days. And do you know what? With this, how many years do you think I'm going to benefit from it? Years and years and years, and everybody else, and all the little creatures. Have a beautiful day. Gosh, we're lucky. Bye.